Hey everyone. So like I said, I needed some time to take everything in as to what's been happening on the campaign trail on the Democratic side, and you look at the title of this video and you think Hillary's campaign is a laughingstock? Well, if you've seen what's happened, yeah. It's a total laughingstock. Excuse me. I mean, it's basically it's if George W. Bush ran as a Democrat. That's basically what it is. Only if George W. Bush acted like he opposed bigotry or anything like that. Seriously, it's like George W. Bush with slight sophistication, and that's not saying much, like 0.3 more sophistication. I mean, the ignorance in the Clinton campaign is just amazing. I mean, what angers me is Governor Cuomo signed a bill to increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour and, also paid family leave. Hillary Clinton tried to steal that spotlight, also from when California tried to raise the minimum wage to $15. The way they're doing it in California is just flat out incremental and ridiculous, which it'll increment its way up to $15 by 2022 in California, which is pretty fucking stupid if you ask me. I don't think it's necessarily the most liberal lawmakers there trying to do that. Although it could be, but I doubt it. California is as liberal a state as you can find, I guess. It's one of the more liberal states, especially since they're allowing independents to vote for the first time there. So that's a big victory for Bernie, and they can really help him win the vote in California in a landslide, which he desperately needs. California has the most delegates of any state. But anyway, my point is, if you've seen everything that's happened in the past few days with Hillary Clinton trying to smear Bernie, it's almost like she can't find anything to point out that Bernie's bad at except the gun issue, and even there, what she's saying is horrible and misleading because Bernie's record on guns isn't bad, it's mixed. Look, I think Hillary actually is progressive on gun manufacturers, but on taking money from the gun manufacturers, yeah, she does that too. But at least she would get things done. She has a pretty good plan on gun manufacturing, and on some social issues she's good, but everything else, she's a hawk. She is terrible. And I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to list some of the things that Hillary Clinton and her husband have tried to do to Bernie Sanders in the past few days. One, I said, she tried to take credit for Bernie actually wanting to raise the minimum wage to $15. She's trying to steal Bernie's spotlight. Not happening. Yeah, we know better than that, Hillary. We're not fucking stupid. That's one of the most obvious lies you told. You called for a $12 minimum wage, and now that everybody else is like going to 15, oh, okay, I support it. I support it. I support it. Hillary, just say what you said before. Or if you're gonna support this, you could say that okay, maybe this can pass. I thought it couldn't pass, but in this way it can. You could have said that. You could have said, okay, now that it can pass, I do support this. But even then, you're stealing Bernie's words. But at least then, you're changing it in a more genuine way. You're not doing it like the hawk you are, which, hawkery Clinton. I'm surprised nobody did that hashtag. But anyway, they really should. And that's one thing she did. Another thing is she tried to blame Bernie Sanders for the tragedy in Sandy Hook based on his mixed gun record. look, his gun record is mixed. There are things on his gun record I don't agree with, but there are things I do agree with. He wanted to ban assault weapons. He wanted to expand background checks. Like I said, the taking the guns on Amtrak's and, for what he believes in suing the gun manufacturers, I don't know. The Amtrak thing I think is scary, but his positions on gun manufacturers, I actually agree with. He wants to only sue gun manufacturers if they don't do a background check and they sell someone who's legally mentally ill. But if they do a background check on somebody and sell them a gun and everything goes hunky-dory, and then the person who then bought the gun shoots up a place, no, he doesn't want to blame the gun manufacturers for that because it's obviously not their fault. He's saying this in clear language. He's not using any coded language at all. He's just flat out saying it. What else did she do? Wow. There's so much. Oh yeah, her husband heckled some Black Lives Matter protesters by saying by holding up the signs, they were not defending the lives that mattered who were shot and killed, but that they were defending the people killing those guys. Former President Bill Clinton. That is the darkest side of you that most people have seen yet. That is pathetic. To say that Black Lives Matter protesters are defending the cops killing those innocent black lives, that's a Republican attack. That's a Fox News worthy attack. If they did that, that would be just typical Fox News. But for you to do it, that's shameful. That's fucking shameful. Do you have any fucking respect for the American people? Hell, do you even have any for yourself? That's fucking bullshit. Tell them that Black Lives Matter activists are defending the cops that kill the black lives. That's fucking stupid. It's stupid and shameful. I mean, that's why I think that Hillary Clinton will be worse than George W. Bush in many ways. Not always, but on foreign policy, economic issues, I think she will be even worse. She'll plunge us into more and more wars. And like Bernie's been pointing out, she voted for the Iraq War. I think he recently pointed out, that she should apologize to the people who died in Iraq instead of him apologizing to the Sandy Hook victims, which is ridiculous. There's no proof that his gun votes had anything to do with any gun-related tragedies. He doesn't want to see people using assault weapons. He wants to ban assault weapons. Like I said, his record's mixed, but there are good things about it that I agree with. And virtually every other issue, oh yeah, it's totally Bernie Sanders. Come on. Every other issue is no question Bernie Sanders. Wow. And she's laughing off the idea that her rhetoric is dividing the Democratic Party. Hillary, there are reports that are saying that if Bernie loses the nomination, that the Democratic Party is going to lose a lot of young voters. You ever think about that? And what's even more sickening is people are defending a candidate who's being investigated by the FBI. All because she is Hillary Clinton. She's your celebrity. You all know her. Come on. Have some respect for yourself and the rest of the American people. You're really going to elect a candidate that could get indicted? That's, possibly responsible for war crimes? If you defend her if you still think she's a good person and that she deserves to be in the White House, you're a schmuck. Honestly, you know nothing about politics. You don't care. You either don't care, you're bad. Like I said, you just don't get it. You have to be completely stuck in your own little bubble to not get it. And that's how Republicans are. Democrats can't be that way. You're laughing off that idea. Oh, and also, I'm a stupid young person who doesn't do his research, Hillary. Want to call me out for that? Want to say it to my damn face? Go ahead. Right here. Oh wait, the hair's over my ear. I don't know if you can see that. I'm so fucking stupid. I've got a turd sandwich in my head instead of a brain, so feel free to insult me all you want. You want me to get the turd out of my left or right ear, or is there just going to be too much hair on it because it shows how fucking stupid I really am? Come on. Come on. Say I'm stupid right to my damn face. You're going to say it. Don't go on mainstream news where you won't find us. Say it on the internet so you can say it to our damn faces. Look, guys, I'm not trying to be scary or anything. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just saying what Hillary's doing is, it's like George W. Bush. In some ways, it's hilarious, it's funny, but in some ways, it's infuriating. The reason I keep saying it's like George W. Bush is because, look, I think she's basically George W. Bush as a sophisticated person. What I mean by that is she actually knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing is wrong. George W. Bush, yeah, he was a bad politician, but he was just fucking stupid. I mean, he's just a dumbass. He's just a natural-born dumbass. He didn't follow his dad's legacy on foreign policy, which was fantastic. Well, maybe not fantastic, but he did pretty well on it. George H.W. Bush did. Yeah, he was just an idiot. The Clintons, no, they're corrupt. They're evil. They know what they're doing. They're people that the young people cannot stand because they know so much about them. If they think we're going to vote for them, if they get the nomination, then they're fucking crazy. I'd rather dance with an undead chicken holding a 2x4, ready to whack me in the head. I don't even know what I just said. That's how bad it is. Seriously. The fact that people are even voting for her or considering her, they're just ignoring these facts that are coming out because it's hurting their candidate. They care more about her than her principles, as I've heard. Start caring about the principles the person stands for, not the person's celebrity, as many so-called Democrats withhold. They call themselves Democrats. No, they're actually Republicans inside. If you value the person over the principles, doesn't matter what side you're on, doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, if you don't value the person over the principles, you don't think through everything, then you're not a real Democrat. You're a Republican disguising yourself as a Democrat. And that's what the Clintons are, and many establishment politicians. They're Republicans disguising themselves as Democrats. And yeah, Hillary Clinton is turning the Democratic Party into a laughingstock. Not the people, the Democratic Party that is run by the establishment politicians. They're turning that governmental party into a laughingstock, and well, also an authoritarian, corrupt place, and we're standing up and fighting it, and we should. So that's my take on that. I'll talk about more of that in another video. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and for those of you in the state of Wyoming, remember to vote tomorrow. You have a caucus, a Democratic caucus. If you're a Democrat, remember to vote tomorrow. And as always, to my fellow Bernie supporters, feel the burn. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.